AI for business, AI for business growth, what you need to know. Hello, everyone. My name is Tessa. I'm with the IdeaPros marketing team. And clearly I'm tongue tied today, but I think that's because I'm so excited. I love this topic, and it's one of the most popular conversations that is going on in my circle of marketing, and AI is really such an innovation that I can't help but cover it on a regular basis because there's so much changing all the time. So let me know in the chat if you're watching us live, and if you are using AI right now. If you're watching from our main website page, you may not have chat until you log into Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn. We're everywhere, but go ahead and click on one of those so that you can chat with me live, because I am going to ask you questions throughout today. So let's dive in. We have a ton to cover because there's a lot of news in AI. And I actually just started following someone named Matt Wolf, and he gives some great AI reviews, and he talks about a lot of what he goes deep into what is working and why. And so if you haven't checked him out, I will definitely link his information down on this page as well. But we're one of the new things that came up this week is that, I would say within the last couple of weeks, is that AI right now, typically people are going to ChatGPT or some variation, but that's the model, right? So the model for Claude 3 Opus is actually performing from a popularity standpoint. So Claude is one that you can go to. It's by Anthropic, and you can it's CLAUDE, but you can check out that and see if your results are any different, because it is a different model of AI, and so a different language. Anyway, I'm not super technical on that. But you can go and check out Claude now and see what the buzz is all about. Hey, Vanessa. Hey, Odin. Jared, good to see you. AI, aren't you? I'm excited. Yes. Oh, Patrick said his whole website, his about page, was done in AI. Yes. I kind of categorized the types of AI that are out there right now into three kind of lumps, if you will. So I think of it as plan, create, and analyze. So those three areas, there's lots inside each one of those, but I'm just going to cover them real quick. And I think really my goal here is to help you just realize what's out there and what you can do with AI. A lot of people, they're used to, hey, I'm going to type some things in. Hey, write this for me, or tell me about my target audience. Like, yes, those are all totally possible. But what you maybe don't know yet is what the bounds of ChatGPT are so endless. So let me go ahead. I'm going to dive in. And we'll start with the planning side of what AI can do. I'm going to show you some screens of what I've created, and that I'll also show you my ChatGPT on a couple of prompts that I've used recently. Prompts are a huge popular thing. If you see chat prompts and you want to just throw them into a spreadsheet, I would highly recommend it, because every prompt gets you different results every time. And depending on how creative you're letting the platform be for you, it could vary from your one chat to the next, even minute to minute. So the information is relatively the same, but it's unique in what it always is putting back to you. And so from a planning standpoint, I'm just going to show you. I created a word map, and I asked ChatGPT. So I'm going to show you how fun this is. I asked ChatGPT to create a word map of all the different things that we can do in our business in ChatGPT, and ChatGPT made this for me, if that's not crazy enough, right? So the prompt that I actually used, I asked it, I said, create let's see, before I created a map of it, I said, create a word map for me. I want a word map of all the major ways that AI can help an entrepreneur. And that's what it gave. Isn't that crazy? So it can create, it's thinking through all of these analytics. It's giving this back. Okay. And it didn't start in our brand colors either. It started in blue. So I was able to say, oh, can you make that in my brand colors? Here's my 2 brand colors. So from a planning standpoint, it helped me organize thoughts right now, just for today's show. It helped me figure out what the bigger topics were. So analysis, management, time, customer. And when it says customer, I have a feeling I know what it was alluding to. But we can really get into the heads of our customers by telling ChatGPT to analyze our customers, our audience, and give us back information, which is one of the first things that I'm going to cover with you. Okay, so planning. You can have it make business plans, marketing plans, ad campaigns, to learn about your target audience and what's important to them, pain points, their major concerns, emotions that they're feeling, what they might be thinking in their heads, words that they would use. It's insane, but you can do all of this by asking, setting your target audience and then asking it to analyze that audience. So when I do anything for a client, I actually create a custom chat GPT. And let me know in the chat if you do not know how to create your own custom chat GPT. I've talked about it before, but I'm happy to show you guys quickly if that's something of value. But that way you don't have to enter your information over and over again. It is only in the paid version, however. But it's super helpful for me because once it gets my voice down, I don't have to keep telling it again and again. And I can share that custom chat GPT with my team or with others so that they can use that same chat GPT model that I've trained. You don't know how yet. Okay, Vanessa, I'll show you how. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen just so you can see how these prompts look. Again, ChatGPT is a little overwhelming at first, but remember, it's going to do what you tell it to. So if it ever gets off on a tangent and you're feeling like it's not going down the right way, just start a new chat with the button up here and it will get back on track. So custom chat GPTs, you can create yourself. I have a few here, so I've trained a few. Mine is Chachi, so it knows from a couple articles of mine what my style is, some of our blog posts for Move to CEO. To create your own, you're going to click on Explore. Oh, you can't see it. Okay, here we go. Now you can see it. Okay, so ChatGPT here. Here's my custom chats, my custom chat GPTs. These are just normal, prompts that I've used in the past. You can see I'm using it all over the place. But if we want to make a custom one, you click on Explore GPTs. And then these are all different ones that you can use. And so this is a great place to go check out what types of things are available to you or that exist out there. Dolly, writing, productivity. I mean, like tons of GPTs. Some you have to pay for, some you don't. It lists them. It talks about what they do. But when you're creating your own, you're going to go to the top Create button up here in the top corner. And then we're going to name it and then give it a description. Those are 2 things that you are going to set custom to you so that you can see your chat GPT over on the side here. So we name them, and then we're going to add instructions. And so I'm going to go back over here to my Chachi just so we can show you what it's like. This is mine. I'm going to edit mine, and I've given it I've told it what it's going to do. It's going to write engaging Instagram content for me, and it's never generic. It memorized my style, and I can give this prompt to you guys for sure. And then you would add any posts. Now, it can only go so long, so you don't want to put too long of posts in there. But that is what I put in mine. And you could put whatever you want in yours. But you can, the more descriptive you are about what its job is, the better it's going to be. So you could say you're a marketing strategist, you're a business analyst, you're an investor, and you have deep knowledge in what investors care about, whatever that should be. You can put it in here and then paste in your content And we have some of the ones that we have some social media posts that we've done in the past, less, not really a blog post, but social media posts that we really felt spoke our, style and were our kind of humor level, and anything that it creates from there is going to be around that tone. And we've really mastered that with this one. You can keep telling it and training it and getting it to be better. Once you're done, you're going to hit save up at the top. There is a share button, so you would be able to share it. So you could say anyone with the link can use that. So you could give it to your team members. If they have the paid version, they'll also be able to use the same one. Now, if I want to use this model that I just created, if I click on it, it's going to look just like the normal Chat GPT and for interface, but it's my Chachi. We just call him Chachi. And inside here, I would be able to do my prompt. If I'm doing a regular prompt, let's say I'm in a normal prompt, I can also hit the @ sign and then put my Chachi there. It will act as that inside the normal chat. So it really doesn't matter where you do it from. You can do it from here. They show up on the side anyway, but that's how you can call it so that it's going to create content that matches your style. So that's just a little tip for you. You can continue to train it and improve it time and time again. Now, the other thing that I wanted to show you guys, I'm going to go ahead and stop the screen. Well, I guess I should say not show you, but tell you about, is that, so we talked about plan. Now, create is the other one I wanted to tell you about. So just so you know the capabilities of what we can do in today's world, of course, you can create new graphics, just like what I asked ChatGPT, and I'm on ChatGPT 4 with a paid model, which is $20 a month, I believe. Well worth it. Well worth it. But you can say create a graphic for a blog post, photo editing. So it can, instead of paying for an expensive photo session, you can upload a picture of you, and then you can bring it into the system and have it create, kind of use your face. Now, not ChatGPT. I'll give you guys a list of the ones that I use, but there's Face one that will actually put your face on another and a generated image, right? It's not your body so much, but it's a scenario. And one of my favorite influencers, she does awesome. She used to do graphic design and brand design for companies, and that was her main staple. But when AI came around and obviously all this technology, she really embraced being able to teach people how to use AI. And so her courses, which are like $500 courses, teach people how to take their images and create brand images. I love it. It's so amazing. But you can kind of create new outfits. You can create new like scenarios. And I love her campaign. She did like an outer space campaign that she actually paid for a photo shoot of. Or no, this one was like on a plane. So it was like very, very Earhart feeling to it, right? But she paid to have that done. And now with AI, she can create the same thing like a space theme, and she did all these different graphics. But you can do that because technology has come so far to where you can import in photos and have the system create a new photo with the one that you started with the source one. So Canva can also do AI images for you. It can create images on demand. There's background removers. So I did this the other day. I took a video that I had, removed the background, and put it in a totally new scenario, which gives it such a fun look. Product images, you can, again, remove a background, put a new product image into any scenario. They had like a facial product that was on a beach. It was super fun. But you can actually have video editing software that takes out ums and can find the best clips for you and repurpose them and chop them up into pieces. You can create montages, which is something that took me forever when I first learned video editing. A montage with the music and the cool, also known as a trailer, or one of those types of videos. Now AI technology in these video editing software tools, it's amazing what you can do. I know, right? And so then we have analyzing. And if you want to see how to do this, not just that you can do it, but how would you actually physically go through this, write AI workshop in the chat, because I am doing an AI workshop. I want to see how many people are interested in coming to see how I would do this with the photo editing, how I would do the background editing or video production. We have, it would be a big kind of class, obviously, if we try to do it all. But if you do want to come to an AI workshop, put that in the chat. And what most interests you? Is it the writing? Is it the graphic editing? Is it analyzing, which is our next category? Analyzing the data that you have. So now what we can do in the analyzing space, we can get deep data really fast. So let's say you have a database of information from anywhere. It could be how people are using your software. It could be heat maps technology, whatever is the export source file can be imported in to systems. And I've used Claude for this, and I've also used ChatGPT to analyze. So big database comes in, and then you want to ask it a question, it can return an answer to you. Also, ChatGPT 4 can tell you steps. Like, I want to create a robot and I have these tools. What would the steps be involved? And I know this because my dad actually does create robots and technology. And so he's like, this is a completely amazing tool. In fact, he sat me down and gave me a 3-hour training when AI first came out, just to say, hey, you need to not be scared of this, and you need to learn how to use it, because it is the future. If you cannot stay up to date on this, you're not going to be able to survive in business. And so that is exactly what I've tried to strive to do and learn from him every day. But you can bring in big chunks of data and be able to analyze them. You could look at a photo. He actually said he had a schematic, like a electric circuit, and he had a picture of it. And he put it into the system and said, what is this about? And it came back and said, this is a circuit, and this is what da 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 da. And he said, is there anything wrong with it? And it found where there was an error in the circuit that was causing it to drain battery. So how amazing is that? When you don't know the answer, you can have AI help you to figure out what is the problem, or write code so that it can do it more efficiently. Awesome things here, guys. So cool. So you can also create how-to and trainings where it's going to create an SOP, or standard operating procedure, for you, which is awesome. Like in my world, we always have to have standard operating procedures, and it will go through and log the process. Like, you make a video and it creates an SOP document. How awesome is that, right? So, and so anything that you're doing that's repetitive, hey, I've got to delete every record. And no joke, there is one task in Go High Level where I'm going to have to move every person off of one staff member over to somebody else. And there is no mass way to do it. So there's technology where you're recording the steps on your computer. And this isn't even AI. It's something that's, innate to a PC or a Mac, but you can have automation record just like a script, essentially, of actions. And it can go through and do, dozens of records for you. So I'm not even talking just AI. This is also what the technology AI has allowed us to have so many more advancements, And I think that's the big picture, is that things are going to go fast. Healthcare, everything's going to go faster because we can do all of the data analysis. We can do all of the research faster. We can do everything faster. Now, is that going to make some of our kids a little bit less intelligent because they have so many resources? Possibly. But then again, when I was a kid, there was actually encyclopedias. I don't know how many kids today have ever even physically picked up an encyclopedia. I literally had an encyclopedia whole set in my house. So at some point, I think that technology is just going to keep going. Now we have, we have Google, and now we have ChatGPT. We have all of these technologies. It's just going to keep going. It's going to make us more efficient, but it's really important to understand how much you have available to you. Again, couple last things on analyze, and then I'm going to leave you with 3 really cool thoughts, and then let you guys go for the weekend. So we talked about the SOPs. Okay. And then when you want to analyze your customer, the one thing I can leave with you as being the most important in all of business and all of sales and all of marketing is to understand your target audience and what they care about. What motivates them to buy? What is your messaging? How can you communicate with them? And understanding what it is that's important to them is the core of every purchase, right? Their emotional purchase first, and then there's the analytical version of the purchase that they justify a purchase that way. But it first is emotional. And so understanding your audience is critical. And so when you can analyze and ask ChatGPT to tell you more about your customer, to tell you the pain points, and Odin was huge on this. In fact, we spent, I don't even know, days analyzing IdeaPros audience and what really mattered to them. I mean, days and lots of work. If we had ChatGPT, it would have been so much easier. But understanding what exactly is motivating them, what is stressing them out, where do they hang out, all of those things. So ask ChatGPT, ask Claude 3 Opus, what is your audience doing right now? Deep dive into it, and then always ask for your sources. So one thing that ChatGPT doesn't always put on there are sources, and you should ask it to verify the information again, because what I'm seeing a lot of times now is that you get these kind of standard answers, and really, yeah, they're probably the same answers that, they're not really backed up or double checked. And so when you ask, can you double check that? Can you verify that? Can you give me sources? You're going to get more resources that help you to back it up, or at least when that data was that it was giving you some information from, right? So if you have all this information about your target audience, maybe if you're looking at a database of where your customers are, what have they purchased, you can upload information and say, who are my best customers out of this set, and what are they most likely to buy in the future? Calculations and formulas are another big thing that you can do in ChatGPT. I cannot tell you how many times I figured out formulas for Excel. I figured out how to calculate very complex things that turned into worksheets that were used as a tool. So, we do our conversion magic. Whole spreadsheet was written by ChatGPT so that we could show how to predictively reach the number of audience members that you have to get a specific result, which is fascinating because you can reverse engineer that and say, if I have this big of an audience and this conversion rate, how many sales do I need to make? And the opposite, like I have this many sales and I have this, so you can backtrack it, right? But ChatGPT created the whole thing for us, all of the calculations, and we just told it what we wanted to accomplish. It gave us all the steps. We created an awesome resource for people based on that. Okay, so 3 things I want you to try. So ChatGPT, you can actually simulate a user interview. So you can craft questions that you would ask your users and have AI analyze the audience or give you a response based on the audience. So you tell it you're this person, and then you say, let's say you have an app. Okay, you say, ChatGPT, you're this person, assume you're this person, and I'm sitting down to interview you. So you're going to answer these questions as that person and tell me more about what I need to build into my product. And so then you ask a series of questions just like you would if you were doing a survey and you're asking AI to give you some results. And again, ask it to double check and ask it to give you sources, and it will go find some sources that support what it came up with. So cool, because it is so hard. Like, surveys cost money, right? So for you to go put it out on whatever tool you have, I know we use SurveyMonkey in the past for some of our surveys, but you can actually do that with the data that's online. So that's a fun one. And same thing, you could do sales conversations. There's an app called Sell This Pen, and I think it's Sell This Pen, and it's really fun because it will go back and forth with sales scenarios. So that is in the ChatGPT extra. So explore GPT, and then sell this pen. Sell me this pen. Sell me this pen. I think there's a cost to that one. They have a couple of them back there, but it's very, very cool. It's very fun. And if you're trying to do sales and get better at it, I'm sure there's a pitch one too, like pitch me this business or something like that. That would be fun to see. But try that. And then Claude 3 Opus, or Claude as otherwise known, or Anthropic, same Anthropic's the name of the site. But if you upload files to it, it can analyze for you. So pretty large documents, but they have to be a certain file size or less. I found I had a really big document I was trying to have it analyzed, and I had to keep compressing it. You can upload a document, and all things here, just understand that if you're putting something into a public space, it is probably not private. So if this is private information, scratch out private information if you need to be able to put it up. And that way it's anonymized, so that you can put this into the web, right? Because all this is public info. It's all feeding into a public space, right? So nothing confidential should go up there. But if you upload, say, a personality test, this one was really cool. It was kind of a coaching perspective. You upload a personality test and ask it questions on if this person would be good at a specific role in your business. Now, if retention and making sure that a person, it costs a lot to hire people. So when you're in this process, if you're uploading a personality test and then asking it based on this, would this person be really good at cold calls? Well, this person's an introvert, so they're not going to be very good at it, whatever that might be, right? So, but you can do this with any document. I had a very complex document from a client who has software that is just amazing, but very, very complex and involves a lot of cloud stuff and terms I've never even heard of in my whole entire life. And I was able to upload pieces of this, which is public information, but I was able to upload it and say, give me a summary of what this is and what it does. And it was able to return it to me. And I had to keep saying, like, rewrite this as if I'm a fifth grader, if you're speaking to a fifth grader, because it was so complex. But we did get down to some very basic sentences that could be put on social media, so it was easier to understand. It's very easy to get stuck in a technical, when you have a technical app, you can get very technical to the point where people don't even understand what you do, and so they tune you out. Okay, last one, image creation. Like I said, you can upload an image, and that is going to happen. I don't know if you guys know this. Last thing. Okay, you can, I know I got 1 minute and Odin's going to leave me. So if you're so that's the chat GPTs. And then this one, we're just going to go back to the main section. Right here, there's an upload feature. You can attach a file. So if you wanted to attach an image, I have one that I just did. If you want to attach an image, you can ask it, describe this image to me in a way that will help me create more images like it with Midjourney or Dolly. It came back and described this image in super detail, but you could say, what style is this? But the things that really caught me on this is that they were using like vibrant neon colored pathways. Like if you really wanted this piece, if that's part of your brand, you can use that terminology. So it was fascinating to me that you can tell it to describe it back to you. Now you can go use that prompt to create an image in Midjourney or Dolly, and it's going to come back with something. I don't know how many times I've seen the AI comes back and it's like two images that are drastically different. So this is how you can create, consistent images in AI. You're going to learn your style. So once you've got your style down, you want to write it down and keep it in a folder, right? Or train ChatG, like an image ChatG version, to create images for you based on your style. That's totally possible. But it's cool that you can upload it. You can use this in different chat in Claude and see if the images information comes back differently. Also, I love to just browse Midjourney and see how people are describing their images and the results that they're getting. So it's like a little bit of trolling, but it's very effective. Oh, you can't see it. Oh, there you go. Okay, so I uploaded an image through this little button here, and then it gave me the description of the image back. So it's telling me these vibrant neon colored pathways, which is here. And that would be a very easy thing for me to help keep my brand consistent. If that was my coolness, my neon look, I would be able to do that. So, but it gave a very descriptive, it came back with a very descriptive. What I have seen is hyper realistic. Some of those photorealistic is a real term that's very popular right now. Anyway, you can go play with it. Tell me what you come up with and how you're using AI. I'd love to hear, and we'll see you guys all next week. Fridays, noon Pacific time. And don't forget to hit the bell so you get notifications when we go live. Thanks, everyone. Have a blessed week. Bye.